Let's start with a beautiful image of the symbolism in the Vishuddhi Chakra. You may notice various themes like blue lotus petals, and if you look closely, there are even mantras in each one, which we'll read. And of course, a main mantra here, which in Devanagari is pronounced as Ram, a very guttural kind of sound. There's also some different forms of the divine, the top left and top right. And it looks like DNA even in the middle. But, oh, that's right, it's not DNA. It's the Pingala and Ida Nadi, two rivers of current that go around our Sushumna Nadi at the center of our spine. That's a good question, Polly. Chakras are part of yoga, and many Hindus practice yoga. But as the yogi of this book says at the start, that this tradition of yoga can be used to enhance any religion. And actually, just in the last chapter, we were reading a quote from Jesus, I think, if I can refer back to it. Yeah, the quote where Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Actually, in that chapter, there was quotes from many different religions, which was cool. From Sikhism, a quote from Guru Nanak too, and from Hinduism, a quote from Sri Krishna. I love that yoga kind of unites many of these traditions. Alright, I'm just going to go over, like a list, all of the different symbolisms that exist in this. And over the next couple of weeks, we'll unbox them slowly. But here they are. The qualities and symbols of the Vishuddhi Chakra. First of all, the position in the body is the throat. Color is blue or violet, representing breath and infinity. Its tattva, its element, is akasha, space. Its primary mantra is Ham. And I'm sure we'll get to what the Vishuddha means in just a moment. Dear Tattvam Asi. Its sub-mantras are as follows, 16 of them. Im, rm, 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 aim, om, aum, a, and aham. Sounds like I'm clearing my throat. Literally. So its lotus has 16 petals. The animal associated with it is a white elephant, representing pure wisdom. Its divinity is Brahma, the creator, consciousness. Its symbols include the moon, which represents the mind, feelings, and connection to the Bindu chakra, which we'll talk later in this book about. Its many qualities and aspects include detoxification, purification, manifestation of words. Positive aspects specifically include clarity, surmounting problems and inhibitions, linguistic skills and singing techniques, creativity. Its negative aspects include complexes, fears, and nervousnesses. Its prana, its energy, its vital breath in the body is associated with udana, which helps with the absorption of both solid and liquid foods. The level or plane of reality it refers to is Janarloka, which is the human plane, where we are. Its corresponding planet is Jupiter. Its principle is Spurana, which is the principle that corresponds to Brahma, creation. Its precious stone is rock crystal. Its metal is the liquid mercury. Mineral is silicon. Characteristic is bhaya, fear. Its sensitivity is nidra, dream. Its sense organ corresponds to shrotra, the ears. the principle representing direction and sense of hearing. Its indication is shabda, sound. Its taste is sour. In case you want to know what the throat chakra tastes like. No, just kidding. That's the taste that corresponds with this region. Its quality is dhavana, which means purifying, removing. Part of the body is roman, the hair. Organ is the vani, the mouth, the principle that represents agni, fire, and in this case representing speech. Our words can be like fire sometimes. Its secretion is lala, saliva. Its gland corresponds to the thyroid. Its plexus is the carotid, and other names include the throat center and the kantha kamala. Alright, Tattvamasi wanted to know what the Sanskrit refers to. It comes from Visha, which means impurity or poison, and Shuddhi, which means perfection. Supposed to perfect that which is impure. What the Vishuddhi Chakra is symbolizing here. And yeah, the name of this book is The Hidden Power in Humans. Gonna, there, on this side. I don't know if my screen is covering it in any way, but cover is up there. The Vishuddhi Chakra is associated in the vicinity of the larynx and is therefore also known as the throat chakra. It is a center of physical and spiritual purification. A story from the Puranas clearly illustrate the immense purificatory power of the Vishuddhi Chakra. The Puranas are a collection of 18 ancient myths and sagas that come from Indian culture. Alright, let's explore this story, shall we? The Devas, the divine beings, and Asuras, the demonic beings, they wanted to raise the treasure Amrita, the nectar of immortality, which was hidden in the depths of the ocean, to the surface. They used Mount Mandara as the stirring stick and the world serpent Vasuki as the rope. The divine beings held the tail of the snake and the demonic beings held its head. In this way, they were able to churn the ocean of the world with their combined power. Numerous treasures and precious objects emerged from the ocean, and finally, the longed-for Amrita arose to the surface in a golden vessel. But the serpent they had used to churn the ocean spat out a deadly poison that was capable of destroying the whole earth. Quickly, the Devas caught it in a bowl so that it was not able to do any harm. But as they had absolutely no idea what to do with it or how they could permanently dispose of it, so to speak, they turned to Lord Shiva for help. Lord Shiva is the most gracious of the divine beings and will never refuse a request from anyone. He took the bowl of poison and drank it down to the very last drop. However, in the process, he did not swallow the poison, but held it in the Vishuddhi Chakra and purified it by means of something called Ujjayi Pranayama and Jalandhara Bandha. Ujjayi Pranayama and Jalandhara Bandha are yogic techniques that have a strong purifying effect on the entire organism. They are described at the end of this chapter. In this way, he rid the world of a deadly peril. Through the poison, his throat was colored dark blue, and since that day, he has borne the nickname Nilakanta, the blue-throated one. There is a deep symbolism in this story. Our own negative thoughts and qualities are the demons. The divine beings, however, are our good qualities. Understanding, compassion, mercy, love, devotion, and wisdom. Both qualities exist within us, just as the nectar of divine wisdom and immortality and the poison of ignorance and earthly mortality exist simultaneously in this world. The ocean of the world propels us in two directions, one towards the divine, therefore towards goodness and light, and the other towards the destructive powers, the asuras. The serpent, Kundalini, represents both the lifetime that is at our disposal and the power, the Shakti, that brings the hidden treasure up from the depths of our inner being. Nowadays, numerous poisons are endangering the world. The destructive influence of humans on this planet increases daily through exhaust fumes, waste, radioactivity, poisonous chemicals, and much more. We urgently need the help of Lord Shiva to neutralize these poisons. This means that we humans should become conscious of our divine origin and protect and purify the environment with our quote-unquote Shiva consciousness. If we would like to live in a healthier way, nature must first recover. Fields, meadows, forests, rivers, lakes, and oceans. This is why yogis value highly living a healthy lifestyle in harmony with nature and following a vegetarian diet. To live as a vegetarian is an ethical principle, a question of responsibility for all living beings. In the Bible, it also says, "Thou shalt not kill," and this commandment does not exempt animals. Let's pause our reading of the hidden power in humans there for now, as we have introduced the Vishuddhi Chakra, our throat center, corresponding, among with many other things, our power of speech, communication, the ability to express oneself. Let's continue exploring it next time, but thank you all for listening. Namaste.